up your algebra part first. Okay, today I'm going to do with you the quadratic equations. Okay, now just pay attention what quadratic equations is. Just understand. A very, very easy part it is, right? A very, very simple part. Now, how does it exactly work? Just understand. When we talk
Hmm.
of quadratic equations, right? When we talk of quadratic equations, just understand. Basically, quadratic equations is an algebraic expression, is an algebraic expression, is an algebraic expression where the highest power, where the highest power of the expression, where the highest power of the expression or the variable is 2. Okay?
Yeah.
Of the variable is
Hmm.
2. That is what you understand by the quadratic equation. So, how does it sort of work with this others? Just see. So, when I say it is going to be 3x square plus 9x plus 7 equals to 0. So, when I say equals to, any expression which has equal to, you understand that it is an equation. You understand? It is an equation. Do you understand my point? And
Yeah.
you understand when we are talking about an equation. So every equation has a right hand side and every equation has a left hand side. Because the left hand side on the left of this, on the equal to sign, we have the left hand side. And on the right side of it, we have the right hand side. Are you understand? So when we
Yeah.
have the left hand side and when we have the right hand side, just understand that in this left hand side and right hand side, there is an equal to sign right in between. On the left hand side, what do you see? Do you see 7? 7 is just a number. It's just a constant, isn't it?
Yeah.
7 is just a number and is just a constant. 9x. 9x is an expression which consists of 9 and x. 9 and x. So 9 gets multiplied with 7x. Are you understanding my point?
Yeah.
9 gets multiplied with x. I hope you're understanding. So here the power of x is 1. Again, what is happening? 3x square. 3x square. Are you understanding? So what does this happen? Just tell me. What does this happen? Basically, 3 is a variable, is a constant, and x is a variable. So 3x square would be my variable. Are you understanding my point? So this is
Hmm.
an expression which consists of the constant. 3 would be my constant, and x square would be my variable. Yes or no? All right.
Yeah.
Now understand. In the entire equation, don't you see the variable is right here and the variable is right here? So the power of variable here is 1 and the power of variable here is 2. In this entire expression, the highest power of x is 2. So such an expression where the highest power of the variable is 2 is called as a quadratic equation. Do you understand my point? So till now,
Yeah.
you have learned how to solve equations like this. So when you say 3x plus 2 equals to 7, so you have solved the equations where the highest power of x is 1. Do you understand? So where the
Hmm.
highest power of x is 1, you call them as a linear equation. You call them as a linear equation. So you have 3x plus 2 is going to be 7. So 3x is going to be 7 minus 2. So 3x is going to be 5. So x is going to be 5 over 3, isn't it?
Hmm. Hmm.
So my point is you have learned to solve up till now the linear equation. But you need to learn to solve the quadratic equations. Are you understanding my point? You need to learn to solve the quadratic equation. And what is a quadratic equation? Where the highest power of x is 2. Understood or not? Okay. So if I give you this equation x squared plus 9x minus 11 is going to be 0. So I hope you're understanding. You have learned, you can identify that here, ma'am, the power of x is 1. Here the power of x is 2, and this in this entire expression, the highest power of x is 2. Are you understanding? So if the highest power of x is 2, What does that mean? That, ma'am, it is a quadratic equation. Are you understanding my point? So, first step is to identify that whether it is a quadratic equation or not. Understood? Similarly,
Mm.
for example, if I say this, others, if I say x cube plus 9x square plus 11x plus 11x plus 12 equals to 0.
Yeah.
Now, have a look at
Hmm.
this particular equation. Have a look at this particular equation. What do you think? Understand? X cube plus 9x square plus 11x plus 12 equals to 0. What is happening here? Just have a look here. Do you understand that 12 here is a number with no variable in it? 11x,
Yeah.
what is 11x? 11x is an expression in which 11 is a variable. It's a number. 11 is a number, sorry. And x is a variable. And x is a variable. Here, 9x
Yeah.
square, 9 is a number and x is a variable. Yes or no? And
Yes.
here,
Yes.
x cube is a variable. And what is the
Hmm.
power of the variable? The power of the variable x cube is x. The power of the variable x here is 3. Here the power is 2. Here the power is 1. So what is the highest power in this expression? Tell me. What is the highest power of the variable in this expression? The highest power of the expression. The highest power of the variable in this expression would be 3. Yes or no?
Hmm.
And if the
Yeah.
highest power is 3, what would that mean? Can you tell me? If the highest power is 3, what would that mean? Just tell me. That, ma'am, it is a cubic expression. It is a cubic expression. Are you understanding my point?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, whenever the highest power is 3, whenever the highest power is 3, you call it as a cubic equation. Do you understand my point? So
Yeah.
I will give you 5 equations. You have to tell me whether it is a cubic equation or whether it is a quadratic equation or not. Do you understand my point? Now, for example,
Yeah.
just have a look here. If I give you this x square plus 9x minus 11 would be 0. Do you think it is a quadratic equation? Yes or no? The first one.
Yeah.
Is it a quadratic equation? Because
Mm,
here the power here, what is happening here? Here it is 11. Here it is 9x. The power of x here is what? 1. And here the power of x is 2, isn't it?
hmm.
So the highest power of x is 2. So it is a quadratic equation. Now tell about this. X square plus 9 equals to 5. Do you think it is a quadratic equation? This one? Tell me. Do you think it is a quadratic equation? Tell me. Here the power
Mm,
of x is 2, isn't it?
hmm.
Here
Yeah.
the power of x is 2. And here 9 is there. So 9 is a number, 5 is a number, isn't it? So both of them are
Hmm.
pure constants. These both of them are pure constants. And when these
Yeah.
both of them are pure constants, they do not have any variable. Have, they do not have any variable. So I can't decide with these numbers, isn't it? But I can decide with the power of x here because that's the only variable I have, isn't it? That's my only variable.
Yes.
Yes or no? And when that's my only variable, do you realize that here the power of x is 2? And in any equation, wherever the power of x is 2 is a quadratic equation. Do you understand my point?
Hmm.
Is a quadratic equation. Any doubts in this? Just tell me. All right. So that's how
Yeah.
it actually works. Understood or not? Just tell me. Okay. Now
Yeah.
identify in this. Now identify in this. So what you get to see here? Just see. So if I say
Hmm.
this equation, if I say this equation, okay, third equation, if I say x plus x 9 over x equals to 10, what do you think? Do you think this is a quadratic equation?
Yeah.
How? How do you think this is a quadratic equation? Tell me. If you have x here, the denominator of x is 1. So if the denominator of x is 1, what do you understand? Tell me. You have x right here. And when you have just x right here, don't you understand that you're going to multiply with x and x here? And when you're going to
Yeah.
multiply with x and x right here, what do you get? You get x into x would be x squared plus 9, and the denominator becomes x. And that is equals to 10. So this x goes right here, others. I hope you're understanding. And it is going to become x squared plus 9 shall be equals to 10x. Am I right? So x squared minus 10x plus 9 shall be 0, because I'm transposing this 10x right here, right, others? I hope you're understanding and focusing. Any doubts here? All right. Are you understanding my point?
Hmm.
Hmm? So here it is going to become the highest power. Again, here you can see is 2. So thereby it is the quadratic equation. Yes or no? It is the
Hmm.
quadratic equation. Any doubts in this? Just tell me. Understood?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes or no? Similarly,
Hmm.
for example, give me this equation. What do you think about this particular equation? If I say 1 over x plus 1 over x plus 2 equals to 9. Do you think that
Yeah.
this could be a quadratic equation? Do you think this could be a quadratic equation? How do you think we should solve this? So first of all, in any equation, just understand. To know whether it is a quadratic equation or not, mark one word. The variable x or y or any variable should not be in the denominator. Okay, the variable should not be in the denominator. Yes or no? The variable should not be in the denominator. So here we have the variable in the denominator, but this denominator, if after simplification, so the variable should not be in the denominator even after the simplification. Then you call it as an equation. Do you understand? Even after the simplification.
Hmm.
You understand? So then you call it as an equation. So how do you think we should solve it? 1 over x plus 1 over x plus 2. Do you think that something is common in x and x plus 2? No. What is common in x and x plus 2 adders? Nothing. So when nothing is common, when it's like this, when I say 1 plus 1 over 9 plus 1 over 7. So how do you take in the LCM? You simply multiply 9 times 7, isn't it? And it becomes 7 plus 9. So it becomes 16 over 63, isn't it? That's how you add it up. So similarly,
Yeah.
how would you do this? You will also take the LCM. How would you do this? You will also take the LCM. Are you understanding? So the answer here will be x times x plus 2. This is going to be my LCM, and I'm going to multiply this x with x plus 2 at the top, and this x with x plus 2 at the top, and this x plus 2 with x, and this x plus 2 with x. So I will get x plus 2 plus x. Yes or no? So here it is going to be 2x plus 2 over, if I multiply x times x others, x squared, and x times 2 would be 2x. And do you remember that this was actually equals to 9, isn't it? This was actually equals to 9. So this sum was actually equals to 9. Was actually equals to 9. Do you understand my point? So this shall become
Yeah.
what? This shall become 2x plus 2 over, what is this? X squared plus 2x, isn't it? So it is going to become x squared plus 2x shall be equals to 9. Are you understanding my point? All
Yeah.
right. And now do you
Yeah.
think that I should take this denominator right here? Because here the denominator is in division, definitely. And if it is in division, it goes here on the other side to get multiplied. So it shall become 2x plus 2 shall be 9 times x square plus 2x. Yes or no? Yes or
Yeah.
no? So what do you think we'll have as the answer? So it shall become 2x plus 2 shall be 9x square plus 18x. Yes or no? So for that matter, it is going to become 9x squared plus 18x minus 2x minus 2, isn't it? Because plus 2 goes to the other side, others, and that becomes equals to 0. So it will become 9x squared plus 16x minus 2 equals to 0. And do you think now this final equation is a quadratic equation? Just have a look. The 2 is a number. Then 16x has power x is 1. And here 9x square, the power of x here would be 2. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
wherever the highest power is what? Highest power here is 2. The highest power here would be 2. And this would imply that it is a quadratic equation. QE means it is a quadratic equation. Understood or not? All right?
Hmm.
Right? That's how.
So
Yeah.
what like so what can we say makes a quadratic like equation?
Where final equation, the final simplified equation should have
Hmm.
several terms, but the highest power of x should be just 2. If it is a power 2, then it is a quadratic equation.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
yeah,
yeah, so you said if it has a power of 2, the
yeah,
final
the biggest
product
power
has
should be 2. Yes, then it is a quadratic equation.
okay.
So for example, if I say 7x plus 1 over x equals to 1 over 2, I do not know whether it is a quadratic equation or not, because what can I see right here? I can see x as power 1, but I also see a x in the denominator, isn't it? I also see an x in the denominator. I do not want an x in the denominator. So whenever I see an x in the denominator, it means you have to simplify a question to know the nature of the equation. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You understand? So first of all, let's check the nature. The denominator of 7x is 1. So how do you think I should multiply? I will multiply with x and with x on both the sides to make the LCM x, 1 times x. And when the denominator is x, so that shall become 7x square plus 1, and that shall be 1 over 2. Are you understanding my point?
Yes.
Okay, now I do not need an x in the denominator. A big no, big no to the denominator is x. So I will crisscross it now. X goes here because when two fractions are in equation, we crisscross them. So it becomes 2 times 7x square plus 1 shall be x. And now it becomes 2 times 7, which is 14x square, and 2 times 1, that shall become 2, and it shall become x. One side of the equation I generally prefer to become 0. So I will take everything on one side. I will bring down this x right here. So 14x square minus x plus 2 shall become 0. Now, do you understand this equation now? Do you have a look at this equation? What is the power of x right here? Just tell me. This is a pure constant. This x is a number. The yellow x, isn't it? The yellow x,
Hmm.
and the power of x here is what? The power of x right here is 1. And this, if you see this expression, if you see this one, don't you see the power of x right here would be what? 2. So the highest power is 2, thereby it is a quadratic equation. Understood or not? Yes or no?
Understood.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how the question would be solved. Now, this is one part, others. Second part is that what is the solution of the quadratic equation? What do you mean by solution? Like, for example, you say x plus 5 equals to 9. So, if I ask you to solve this question, that means I need you to find out the value of x. You
Yeah.
understand? So, that's very simple for you. You will simply take 9 would be on the other side, 9 minus 5. You take x as 4. But the point
Hmm.
is that this equation is not a quadratic equation. This equation has the highest power 1, and there is no x on any other side, no variable in the entire equation except this part. And this equation has a highest power 1, right, others? Are you understanding?
Yeah.
So when the highest power here is 1, that would mean what? That would mean that it is easy to solve a linear equation. Linear equation means the highest power to be 1. The highest power to be 1. Okay?
Hmm.
And the highest
Yeah.
power is also called as the degree. The highest power is also called as a degree of the expression, is also called as
Hmm.
the degree of the equation. Do you understand? The highest power is also called as the degree of the equation. So I
Hmm.
will say that the quadratic, so if I say x cube plus 7x square plus 9x plus 1 equals to 0, what is the degree of this equation?
Hmm.
What is the
If
degree of
it
this equation? Tell me.
it would be 3.
3, because the highest power of x is 3. So the degree would be
Yeah.
3. For 7x square plus 11x minus 10 equals to 0, here the highest power shall be 2. Here the highest
Hmm.
power shall be 2, isn't it? And when the
Yeah.
highest power is 2, I will say the degree of this expression would be 2. And
Hmm.
the degree is equal to the number of values of x. The degree is equal to the number of values of x, which will satisfy, which will satisfy, okay? So the degree equals to the number of values of x, which will satisfy the expression. So for example, here the degree was 1. So we had one value of x and that was 4. We had one value of x and that was 4. I hope you're understanding. You
Yeah.
understand? So only one value of x would be there. If you put that value of x right here in the equation, will make LHS equals to RHS. Will make LHS equals to RHS. That's what the solution would mean, isn't it? That if you put in the value of x is 4 right here in the equation, so 4 plus 5 shall make it 9. So LHS shall become equals to RHS. That's what you exactly mean by the term linear equation. Understood or not? All right.
Yeah.
So that's the basic concept we have. That's the basic concept we have. So when I am talking about the highest power, the degree of the equation, isn't it? So if I'm
Yes.
talking about x square minus x minus 12 equals to 0. So what is the highest power here? Degree is 2. So when I ask you to actually solve this quadratic equation, how would you solve? So one thing from the degree you know, one thing from the degree you know positively. What do you know? What do you know? For sure, you know that x square minus x minus 12 has a degree 2. That means I will find two values of x. I will find two values of x, which will actually make LHS equals to RHS. And what shall be those two values of x? Just understand. What shall be those two values of x? Just tell me. So, how am I supposed to do that? That's the challenge now. How would I do this now? Understand. So, what will I do? Let's suppose this example. I'm going to learn a quadratic formula today. I'm going to learn a
Hmm.
quadratic formula today. My quadratic formula shall be what? So, what am I going to do? I'm going to compare this with ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. This is my general quadratic equation. Okay? This is my general quadratic equation. This is my general quadratic equation, isn't it? And in this
Hmm.
general quadratic equation, if I compare, don't you think the coefficient of x square right here is 1? The coefficient of x is 1. So if I compare, do you understand that b should be equals to minus 1 and a should be equals to 1? Isn't it? A should be equals to 1. Yes or no? And b, because it is
Hmm.
plus b, because it is plus b right here. Right here it is plus b, and here it is minus x. So what do you understand from this? Just tell me. What do you understand from this? That the coefficient of x here is b, and in the main equation, the coefficient of x is minus 1. So if I compare, do you understand that if I get the value of a, it will be 1, the value of b shall be minus 1, and the value of c shall be minus 12. So first thing first, I have to see the equation and I have to compare every quadratic equation with a general quadratic equation, and that is ax squared plus bx plus c. Do you understand my point? Yes or
Yes.
no? And the quadratic formula, the values of x would be equals to minus b plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac over 2a. So that would be how much? X shall be how much? Minus is in the formula, isn't it? Minus is right in the formula, so I will simply put minus right here. But the b value is already minus 1, so I will put minus 1. Minus of minus 1 plus minus under root of. What is b? It says b square. So what is b? B is minus 1, so I will put in the value of b right here. So b shall be minus 1 square. Minus 4a is again 1 and C is again minus 12. So I'm going to put that minus 12 right here and it shall be here over 2a, over 2a. Understood. So what shall be the value of x? X shall be plus 1, x shall be plus 1 plus minus under root of, it shall be what? 1 square would be 1, minus 1 square shall be 1. Minus into minus becomes positive, and 12 times 4 becomes 48 over 2a. 2a times 2. So x shall be 1 plus minus under root of 49 over 2. So x shall be what? 1, 1 plus minus 7, because obviously root 49 is 7 over 2. So do you understand that once while solving this, you will once take the value of x as plus 1 plus 7, and another time you will take the value of 1 minus 7. So you will have two values of x. So I will have x as either 1 plus 7 over 2 or x as 1 minus 7 over 2. I hope you understand.
Hmm.
So what do you think
Yeah.
would have? Understand. So it shall be 8 over 2, that shall be 4, and it could be minus 6 over 2, that shall be minus 3. So you have two values of x now, 4 and minus 3, and both of these values will satisfy the quadratic equation. Do you understand my point? Right? This is going to be the solution of this quadratic equation. And now let's verify the two values that I've got is 4 and minus 3. Similarly, it shall be x square minus x minus 12. So what do you think we would have right here? Just understand. So we would have x equals to 4 or minus 3, isn't it? And my quadratic equation was x square minus x minus 12 equals to 0. So let's verify for x equals to 4. Let's verify for x equals to 4. Let's just put in the value. So it is 4 square minus 4 minus 12. Okay, this is my LHS. And it would be 16 minus 4 minus 12. So that shall be 12 minus 12. That shall be 0. Isn't it? That shall
Yeah.
be 0. I hope you're understanding.
Yes.
So my answer shall be that x equals to 4 is the solution to this particular equation, isn't it? Others. And let's
Yeah.
verify the value of x is minus 3. So minus 3 square minus of minus 3 minus 12. So minus 3 square shall become what? It shall become 9. Minus minus becomes plus 3 minus 12. So 12 minus 12, my answer shall be 0. Are you understanding my point?
Yeah.
Right? So can I say that x equals to 4 and x equals to minus 3 is the solution, is the solution
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
the quadratic equation. Okay?
Hmm.
Is the solution of the quadratic equation. So you understand the degree of the quadratic equation was 2. So we had two values of x. You understand? One value of x is x equals to 4, and one value of x is x equals to minus 3. Both of them are going to make the value of x LHS equals to RHS. Understood or not?
Hmm.
Yes or no? That's how it is actually going to work. So similarly, if we have this equation, if I give you x square plus 6x plus 8, and I want you to solve this. I want you to solve this equation. So what do you see? You see, okay, the highest power here would be 2. So then you recognize that this is a quadratic equation. And a quadratic equation is actually solved by quadratic formula. Yes or no?
Hmm.
It is actually solved
Yeah.
by quadratic formula.
Hmm.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Right? So what exactly do you get now? So you have to compare it with the general quadratic equation first of all, and that is ax squared plus bx plus c. And what is x square's coefficient? That is 1. So a is equals to 1, b is equals to 6, isn't it? And c is equals to 8. Yes or no? A is equals to
Hmm.
1, b is equals to 6, and c is equals to 8. Understood or not?
Yeah.
And now when I've recognized that what is b? B is the coefficient of x, right? Besides x. What is a? It is the coefficient of x squared. And what is 8? It is the coefficient of c. Understood or not?
Yeah.
Yes or no? So what do you think we have in right here? Now what is the quadratic formula? Write it down. Minus b plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac over plus over 4a over 2a over 2a. So just you have to put in the values here and you will finally have the two required values of x. So let's put in the values. So a x shall be equals to minus here is in the formula. The value of b would be 6 plus minus under root of b square. What is b? 6 square minus 4. A here is 1. So I'm going to put in the value of a right here. A I'm going to put in right here, isn't it? And C also
Yeah.
I'm going to put in right here. C also I'm going to put in right here. Okay. So simply put in the
Yeah.
values over 2 over 2a. A is 1. So if I get this, don't you understand? I'll get b square minus 4ac. C was 8. So I will have minus 6 plus minus. Yes or no? Under
Yeah.
root of 6 square is 36 minus 4 times 8. Minus 4 times 8. B square minus 4ac. 4 8s are 32. Okay. Over 2a. A would be 1. I am simply putting in the values right here. A is 1, B is 6, C is 8. So I will get minus 6 plus minus 36 minus 32 comes out to be under root of 4 over 2 times 1. So that shall be what? It shall be 6 minus 6 plus minus what is root 4? That is 2 over 2. So these are my two values of x right here. So my x value would be either minus 6 plus 2 over 2 or x equals to minus 6 minus 2 over 2. So once you have to take in the plus sign between the two numbers and solve, and once you have to take the minus sign in between the two numbers and then solve. So you will get here, if you solve, you will get x equals to minus 4 over 2. Why minus 4? Because minus 6 plus 2. So bigger number sign we finally follow. So minus 4 over 2. So if you solve it out, you get x equals to minus 2. Yes or no? And here if you get minus 8 over 2, so you will get minus 4. So x would be equals to minus 4. So x would be equals to minus 4 and x would be equals to minus 2. Understood or not? Okay, so x would be equals to minus 2 or x would be equals to minus 4. Understood or not?
Hmm.
Yes or no? So these are the two values. And if you want, you can verify these values as well. You put in the value of x is equals to minus 2 here in the equation. So if you put minus 2 square plus 6 times minus 2 plus 8, just have a look, will it make it 0? So 4 minus 2 square is minus 2 times minus 2. So the same number
Yeah.
getting multiplied and minus times minus becomes plus. So your answer shall be minus into minus 2 into minus 2, 4, minus 12 plus 8 shall be 0. So minus 8 plus 8 shall be 0. And I hope you're understanding that LHS is coming out to be equals to RHS. Understood or not? So
Yeah.
that means x equals to minus 2 is satisfying this particular equation. Now, in the similar lines, just verify for x equals to minus 4. Just let's verify for that as well. So what do you think we'll get? Put in the value of minus 4. So minus 4 square in the place of x everywhere I'm going to put in this plus 6 times minus 4 plus 8, and it is my LHS that I'm solving. So minus 4 square shall be 16. 6 times 4 shall be minus 24 plus 8. So 16 minus
Yeah.
24 shall be minus 8 and plus 8 again, that is 0, and that is equals to my RHS. So I hope you're understanding that this is how we're going to get this, that even x equals to minus 4 satisfies this particular equation. Understood or not? Right? This is how